Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? So, I am back because I wanted to come before you guys and give you another updated video um, regarding my cryptic pregnancy. I know it's been about 3 or 4 days since I uploaded. So I definitely wanted to come on because one, I always miss talking to you all, and I want to give you guys great content. I always want to make sure. I always want to make sure that I give you all great content and that I'm focused and that I'm in a good place mentally where we can have a great conversation. It's been a hectic week, of course, and I still work full time, and being pregnant and things like that. It's hard to make videos as often as I would like, but I refuse to do a video where I feel rushed, and I'm just doing a video just to have something to upload. I refuse to do that. This is something that that I'm really passionate about and that I'm really convicted by, and I have a purpose. I've been struggling with, I don't want to say, well, I guess I kind of have been, doing my ice videos and things like that, but I have something a little bit more purposeful, and I'm trying to stop eating ice like I was before and at some point completely stop. So that's why I have not been pushing my ice videos. And I just feel like that God has given me a greater purpose to come, a greater purpose and coming on YouTube and, telling my story and just talking about, different topics and stuff like that. But I did want to talk to you all about, just give you all a quick update. This should not be a really long video. Sometimes I have to record 2 videos in one night just because I don't always have the space. I want to say space, meaning the privacy that I would like to do my videos. So I have to kind of take advantage of the space and the time that I have and just get them all done at once and just upload when I can. But really quickly, so the last time I talked to you guys about my last doctor's visit, I had told you guys that the doctor was supposed to have been calling me back and getting back with me about my blood work and talking with me about what we were going to do in terms of contacting the radiologist and just seeing how we were going to move forward. Well, it's been about a little over 3 weeks, or maybe right at 3 weeks since my last appointment, and I have not heard back from the doctor. I called and I spoke to her assistants, and of course, they're saying that she's aware that she needs to call me back. There are notes in the file saying that she's going to get back with me. That she's waiting on, I guess, waiting to hear back from the radiologist, but that her assistant is basically saying that she knows that she needs to call me back, but the reason why she hasn't is because she's waiting to hear back from, I guess, other people. And then I got, she was off last week. She wasn't in the office. She was off this day, that day. And I mean, I get that maybe she was off, but even if you were supposed to call me back and maybe you don't have any information to give me at that time, give me a courtesy call and say, hey, I know you've been waiting to hear back from me. I haven't had a chance to get in touch with the radiologist, at this point, but this is what I've attempted to do. And as soon as I hear anything, I'll get back with you. And if the doctor doesn't want to do that, have your assistant do that. Blood work doesn't take 3 weeks to come back. So at least call me back with information regarding my blood work. But again, the quality of healthcare has really gone downhill, and I don't know what I mean. I know doctors are very busy and they have other patients and they have things that they need to do, but I'm sure that there's a day that doctors set aside to call their patients. I'm sure that there's a day that doctors set aside to get their desk work done and return phone calls and things like that. I'm just not the priority, and that's clear. And I get it. I'm not bitter about it. And when I call, I'm not rude or anything like that. But I call because they're gonna know that I'm the patient that you're going to call back. I'm the patient that you're going to treat with respect, and you're going to give me the medical attention that I need. I'm the patient that's going to keep showing up, that's going to keep asking the questions, that's going to keep requesting to have certain tests done, and that's not going to allow you to ignore what you see in front of you. I'm that patient. I'm that person. I've talked to quite a few women who again are going through a cryptic pregnancy, and they're very grateful for these videos and for just seeing that they're not alone, they're not by themselves, going through this, and that this is very real. So I am going to continue to advocate. I'm going to continue to discuss and talk about this issue because it is a real issue. It is a very real thing. I've known women who've been pregnant, for a very long time, and I'm not going to get into the longevity of it. I'll just say a very long time, and they've been to doctors and they've not gotten the medical attention that they deserve, and that is unfortunate, and it should not be that way. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that somebody listens, that somebody says, hey, this is a real situation that needs, the same attention that somebody else, that may be having an infirmity, and they need help, and, they need, medicine and other tests ran, they have some kind of infirmity, and they get the attention that they need because it's not as uncommon as this abnormal pregnancy that we have. So I'm going to keep talking about it, and I keep doing these videos because I'm going to support the moms that are going through this, and I'm going to show up. And I'm not just coming on here just to give a speech and to just make blanket statements, but I'm coming on here with real life issues and real life experiences that not only that I go through, but that other moms go through, concerning their health. It plays on your mind mentally. It does a lot to you. And everybody does not handle, physical stress, these types of situations, like the next person. Some people, they just don't handle it that way. So, and when I say that way, meaning where, they're strong mentally, they may have breakdowns and they may not have the support. They don't get, why this is happening. They've been pregnant for a very long time. And when I say a very long time, just to give you an estimate of the time frame, longer than a year, longer than 2 years. So you do the math. And I'm not mad, and I don't mean to come off like, I'm angry at anybody. I'm just passionate about what I'm saying. So I also want to bring up one quick, conversation. And then, like I said, this video is not going to be, much longer. I've had comments about, what I do and don't have, and what you have is not called a cryptic pregnancy. And I had somebody else say, you should listen to this particular person's video because they know what they're talking about, and just all of these opinions about what they think and what they feel. And if anybody has seen my videos, I tell people from the very beginning, your opinion and what you feel and what you think is strictly your opinion and what you feel and what you think. That's it, period. Now, I respect or not, depending on what it is, what you have to say. But if it's in a condescending way and it's not, said, with some sort of genuineness, and it's said in a way that is, insinuating that my experience is not what I say it is, then that's when I have a problem. Because you can't tell me about my experience because you're not me. So, like I said, if anybody gets rude and indignant and nasty. You know, my block game is strong because I'm not going to subject other women who are going through this to ignorance, period. This is my experience. This is what I am going through. This is my channel. And if I choose to share my experience and bring encouragement in the way that I see fit, that is what I'm going to do. And if whoever makes comments and they disagree with what I'm saying, you don't have to watch my video. Turn it off. Because I'm not going to stop saying what I feel is right. That's just the way it is. And if you don't like what I'm saying, like I said, then, don't watch it. I don't, because you're not going to diagnose me. Usually people that give their opinions about what they think, they're not professionals. And then the ones that are professionals, they are, they're a nurse or an assistant or whatever the case may be. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, no one can tell me that that I don't have babies in my stomach. No one can tell me that I am not pregnant. And if they can say it, but they're not experiencing what I'm experiencing just because the situation is unorthodox and, uncommon and unheard of in a lot of ways, and a lot of people don't know about it, doesn't mean that it is not true. And I have to say this almost every video because, people are just going to be who they're going to be. But anyway, I wanted to answer a few more questions that I had received recently. And it's really hurt. It's so hurtful and so sad because I have people say, that, people don't believe that they're pregnant, and, their families don't believe, their significant others don't believe them. What should I do? How should I handle it? And you guys, I'm going to give you the advice that I believe that shapes and molds any situation, whether it's pregnancy, whether it's something good, whether it's something bad. Take it to God. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get counseling and that you shouldn't continue to seek out other doctors and specialists and things like that, but God is my source for everything. And I don't want to make it sound like only God works, but I say go to God because He knows all things. He knows about this situation better than we do. He allowed us to carry these miracles. So He is always my first choice and my source of strength because He created my body. He knows what's happening. He knows what's going on. So I don't mean to sound religious, or super spiritual, if that's such a thing. But people label people that trust in God that way. But I'm just giving you my testimony and my experience because if I don't put all of my complete faith, trust, and hope in the Lord, I don't know how I would get through this. Now, in addition to that, you can't make people believe you. You can't make people say, okay, I believe that you're pregnant. I believe that, I don't think you're crazy. Because even physicians in the medical field, will tell you, and even I've had a doctor from Johns Hopkins put on my paperwork that it was a long name, I can't think of it, but basically what she said I had was some type of delusional mental problem where I guess people think they're pregnant but they're really not. There's a name for it. I can't think of the name of it. And my babies were very present on my sonogram at the time, and I showed this particular doctor too. But because this is such a controversial pregnancy, it's so different and so unique, these doctors do not want to deal with it. They don't want to touch it. They don't want to put their hands on it because it's a very complicated situation. And unfortunately, a lot of women have not met doctors with enough integrity to say, listen, I see what you see. There's something there. I want to help you resolve this and figure out what this is. There's not enough integrity in doctors to offer this type of help. There was a program, it's new. I cannot think of the name of it. When I come back on my next video, it's a show that's coming out where people that have unique medical illnesses that have gone undiagnosed, they are having people to write in and they have these doctors that will, I guess, work on them. Well, I don't know if work on them is the proper word to use, but that will try to help diagnose them to find out what's going on, because maybe they've had this illness for a long time and no one has been able to help them. And so it's to show. I'm gonna see if I screenshot the name of the show, and on my next video, if I don't put it in this one, I'm gonna put it up so you can see what the name of the show is. And they even tell you that if you have some type of physical ailment or sickness and you've not been able to get diagnosed, or you've not been able to get the medical help that that you need to resolve this issue that you have, then you can write into the show or whatever, and I guess maybe they'll select you or whatever like that. I don't know, but I'm going to look into it. I just thought it was very, very interesting, because I'm just trying to find, doors that will open up in order for us to be able to get treated like human beings. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I'm going to see if I'm going to try to put the clip up. If I don't, on my next video, I'll have the name of the show. But anyway, back to what I was saying real quick. The young lady, reached out and was like, and not just one particular person, but I've had several women to reach out and say, their significant others don't believe them and all of that. What should I do? And like I said, I'm not a specialist. I don't have a degree. I'm only giving my experiences and how I've been able to get through things. You got to try to find people that are positive. And if that's something that you've been unable to do, you gotta find your strength in God, because you gotta ask God to comfort you, and people may not ever see that you are telling the truth until your babies get here, because people don't believe me. People that rub my stomach, people that say, "Hey, mommy," people that can visibly see my baby bump, and my decline in my physical activities and my change physically. People see all that, but they still talk about me. They still say things to one another about my condition. They'll say, "Oh, there's something where people want to be pregnant so bad that they think they're pregnant, that their stomach actually does start to get bigger because they really want to be pregnant." I get it all. But, those who've been following me and watching my videos, y'all already know what I say. I got thick skin. You can say what you want to say. I'm not moved. I'm not bothered. My clap back is strong. And when I say that, I don't mean to sound like, like I'm, from the streets or whatever you call it. But I'm going to stand up for myself. But I'm going to do it in a dignified way. But, I don't put my energy into those kind of people, because I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I don't get the support from the people that, of all of the people that I should get support from. I don't. But I don't let that bother me either. Because at the end of the day, my faith, my hope, my trust is in the Lord. And that's where it has to stay. When I pray over my babies, when I'm going through a tough time with my pregnancy, I pray over my babies. I pray over them. From when I first found out, I started praying over my kids. And, I listen to worship music. I put worship music on my stomach, and I put the scriptures on my stomach, and I talk to my kids, and I rub my belly, and I thank God for keeping them. I thank God, that they're going to be healthy, and whatever His will is for their life, I thank God for it. You have to find that place within yourself where you can, where your peace is untouched, whether somebody believes you or not. That's the place you have to get to. I don't care what all these other YouTubers are saying about what cryptic pregnancy is, what it isn't, what it's called, what it's not called. If I found out at a later time that there's another name for it, then I'll come back and correct it. But right now, this is the definition that I have. I don't care. It could be called bubblegum, a bubblegum baby. I don't know. But if it's confirmed that that's what it's called, then I'll just come back and say it wasn't called cryptic pregnancy. It was called bubblegum babies. I mean, it's not that serious. At the end of the day, I'm pregnant. At the end of the day, I've been pregnant for a very long time, and at the end of the day, I have an abnormal pregnancy. And no, I'm not speaking it, and no, I'm not claiming it, and wow, woo, woo, woo. This is the situation that I have at this point in time. Do I believe it's going to remain this way? No. Do I trust God? Yes. Do I know God has this? Yes, I do. But I want to encourage those who may not understand and have the same, level of faith that someone else may have. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I had to go turn on the light real quick because it was um it was getting dark. But everybody doesn't have the same level of hope and faith that maybe someone else has, and then everybody's living, life circumstances is different. People got a lot going on, and to have this kind of pregnancy that takes a toll on you physically, you gain a lot of weight. Um, I mean, it's just a lot. There's a lot of physical, there's a lot of physical issues, like I said, for me, I'm in a scooter now. I can't walk along for a long period of time. I can take a couple of steps, I can walk a few feet, but not a lot because my back will start to really, really hurt and the babies are really, really heavy. And where my babies have implanted, I really feel the weight of my babies, in my back. And so last year it wasn't like that, but this year it is. But there are some women who may not be experiencing that type of, physical challenge like I am. I don't want to have to get around in the scooter when I go to the grocery store or when I'm at work, but I have to do what I have to do. I mean, I'm sorry about that noise in the background. That's my ice maker going off. Um, but I have to do what I have to do to survive, to get around, to work. I still have to live. I still have to maintain. I still have to take care of my home. I have to still take care of myself. So I have to do what I have to do. It's no use in crying about it. You just got to make it work. And none of us want to be pregnant indefinitely. We all want to deliver our babies and we all want healthy babies. But I look at it like this. God is always doing great things. And He will use your situations to grow you up. And maybe there's something He wants to work out in us. Maybe it's something He wants to do through me in this situation. I mean, obviously, that's the path I've chosen or accepted, from God because He put it on my heart to do this. I want to see my babies. I'm ready to hold my babies. But until it happens, I'm going to continue to believe by faith that it's going to be sooner than later. It's going to be all in God's timing, So I just want to encourage those who don't have support and who are asking, why me? Why does this happen to me? I don't want this anymore. Some people don't want to be pregnant. Some people don't want, to have their kids. Everybody is not embracing this like I am or some of the other women are. Some women are very bitter, And so that's why we rally around one another and support one another and pray for one another because this is not an easy situation. It's not an easy situation at all. It's not an easy situation, and I pray that people will have enough compassion for for us that are going through this to understand that unless you are going through it, you don't know what it's like to be pregnant indefinitely. That's not easy, and then when you tell people, they look at you like you got three eyes. Especially when you have women who are no longer with the person that they know are the father of their kids. And you got to come back to that significant other and say, hey, I'm pregnant and I've been pregnant for 18 months. I've been pregnant for 20 months. I've been pregnant for, 2 years, 3 years, or however long you've been pregnant. And they're going to be like, well, if you are, it ain't mine because you can't be pregnant that long. Okay, so, going through things like that is not easy. You know, when I know women who their significant others have left, walked away because of this situation. You know, because it's not an easy situation to embrace. You know, so I still get questions about, you know, I'm getting my period every month, and I'm going to the doctors and they're saying that all of my tests are negative, but I feel my baby's moving. I feel my baby's kick. My stomach is growing. And what I say to them is, listen to your body. If you feel kicks and moves and you see your stomach growing and you feel like you have a baby inside of you, then you take care of yourself as if you are pregnant. That is my advice, because that's what I had to do. That is exactly what I had to do. And y'all, please excuse the garage. If you hear the garage door, my husband is downstairs and going in and out of the garage while I'm recording. So I apologize for that. I didn't tell him that I was doing a recording. But, so yeah. I could go on and on, y'all, because I'm passionate about it. And I'm also passionate about some other things as well, which will be on another video. But I just wanted to just give you all another update. And I wanted to encourage the women who have reached out to me. And I wanted to thank all of my supporters, all of my subscribers, all of those who watch the video and may not make a comment, they may not subscribe, but they're getting the help that they need. And I just want to say this last thing, and then I'm going to just go ahead and end the video, because this is going to lead me to my next video. It was hard for me to make this transition, because initially when I got on YouTube, I did have some things that I wanted to do. I started out doing mukbangs and ASMR videos, and but in conjunction with those videos, I was going to have like table talk. I'm still going to have those things. But I noticed, when you are doing what's trending on YouTube, you get a lot of subscribers, you get a lot of comments and things like that, because it's what's trending. It's what people are into. And I had to ask myself, am I going to worry about what's trending, or am I going to do what I'm more passionate about? And when doing what I'm passionate about, I'm not going to probably get the amount of subscribers as quickly as I was when I was doing what was, a little bit more popular. So why am I saying this? I'm using it as a twofold illustration. One, anything that you are passionate about, anything that you believe and emphatically is true, then you do whatever you have to do to support that notion or that situation. So if you know emphatically that you are pregnant, if you know emphatically that you feel your stomach moving and you having all of these symptoms or whatever like that, then you go with that. You do not ignore that. And you don't worry about what other people say, because the majority of people, your family members or whatever, is saying that what you're feeling and what you're experiencing is not true. Then what you need to do is just stop having the conversation. Go to counseling. If you have insurance, see if you can go through your insurance company to go to counseling and talk to someone who is non-biased, that you feel comfortable with, that can help you walk through some of the things that you are going through. If you just need to get it out, if you just need to release, then go to counseling and find somebody that's not in your family, or that's not your friend, or that's not your family member, and talk to that person. If you have the medical insurance, they will cover you to go to counseling. So that is my suggestion if you don't have anyone to talk to. Because even, I'm going to be 100% honest with you all, even when you get into these support groups and you talk to different women that are going through cryptic pregnancy, they can become, we all, I'm going to say we, because I don't want to separate myself from, as if I've never been opinionated before. But they can be, we can be, I have been very opinionated. And when I say that was out of ignorance, until I learned that, wait, even though this is what they're experiencing, I can't say what their experience is or is not. But it can be a little catty sometimes in these support groups, and if they're not monitored and controlled by the administrator, to block and, to even have certain recruiters to watch for trolls and people who have strong personalities and who try to, voice their opinion or override somebody's situation based on their experience, it can get a little rocky. So if you don't want to get, there are some support groups that are very, very supportive. You don't really have all of that, confusion and things like that. But you got to know where your safe place to land is. For me, some of them I had to pull out of. It just wasn't beneficial for me. I had to find my own path and my own peace in my situation. But if a support group is helpful to you, then when you get into that support group, and if it's a comfortable fit for you, that may be something that you might want to look into. Counseling might be something that you want to look into just so for your sanity, so that you'll know how to get through and have help getting through your situation. But one thing that I will say over a support group, and not over, but just as important as a support group and counseling, and I think should be first and foremost, is your relationship with God. And I know there are people from different backgrounds, religion. I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, but I'm just talking about the God that I serve. I'm talking about my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And when you start talking about, the Lord and God and things like that, people get turned off real quick. You're no longer a help to them because that's not what they believe. But I'm not going to shut God off, and I'm not going to change my method because someone else doesn't believe, in the same God that I may believe. This is my experience. This is my journey, and I'm sharing it so that I can help other people. And I have to, be very candid in this way because you'll be surprised at the comments and the things that people have to say. So I have to kind of set the tone for my YouTube channel and my videos, and for my viewers and those who look to my channel for support. So that's why I'm saying it the way that I'm saying it. Is not to come off in an arrogant or mean, rude way. So I just want to kind of just, let you all know that up front. But, yeah, so that's it, guys. I have another video that I need to start working on. So I hope that you were able to get some of your questions answered. If you have any questions, comment below. I will try my best to get to your questions. If I don't answer them in the comment the next time I do a video, I will try to address some of your questions that you may have. If your questions are private, you have something a little bit more personal, I'm on Instagram. I'm under, I always forget my Instagram name, but it's CP _ times TIMEZ, and then the number 2. You can go to me on my Instagram page, and if you leave me a comment there, and you want to kind of talk offline, just leave me a message and we'll work out how we can talk offline, because I've done that with quite a few people as well. But stay encouraged. Don't give up. If your body is doing some weird stuff and you're having your period some months and some months you're not, and you're going through all types of different sicknesses, and that might be your experience. Everybody's experience is similar, but not exactly the same. So, okay, guys, love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please share these videos. Make sure you leave your comments if you have any comments. Hit that notification button so you can be notified of the next video that I'm going to upload. We want to make these videos go viral. Thank you all who supported me. Thank you all for those who I've just been really, really great subscribers. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of, well, I don't know. I might be back sooner than later because if the doctor calls me back, I'm going to come back and let you all know what that conversation was about. All right. Love you guys.